This is the pronunciation guide for O Love of God or Amor de Dios by Bob Hurd, because the text has some Spanish words. So I'll read the Spanish text first as you'll see it, and then we'll talk about it in some more detail, and I'll provide you with some English phonetic equivalents and some context clues. So if you read this title, you should see Amor de Dios, and the rest of the text is Haznos uno, and the rest of the text following that is para construir la comunidad. So here are some clues and some phonetic equivalents that would help you. So the first syllable in a or amor, you would see an A and you would say like you're opening your mouth for the dentist. And then mor, the end of amor, or the second syllable of amor, you would just say more just like you would in English. So one clue or one sentence where you could see that in context would be some items cost more than others. So the first word is amor, or amor, amor. Then the next word is de, and you can pronounce that de. So think of as in deck, neck, or heck. So here's a context clue. Deacon Tom is fixing his deck. So we have amor de, and then Dios is actually two syllables combined together, D and os. So you've got the letter D, so you would pronounce that D-E-E, and then os as in host or most. So we'd say Dios, and we'd put that all together. So far, let's review. The title is Amor de Dios. And our next word in Spanish is haznos. So we would say haz the way you would say vase or quasi. So if something is like something else but not quite completely equivalent, we would say quasi. So we might say this song is a quasi waltz because of the time signature, 1 2 3 2 2 3. Or you would put flowers in a vase, and you would pronounce it vase and not vase or vase. So you would say vase. And in Spanish, for this word, we would say haznos. So there's the haz, just like you would say vase. And nos would be just like the os or dios, right? So you could say your pater noster, or host, or most, and that's the same vowel you would use for nos. So this word is haznos. Then we've got our Spanish word uno. So the U is pronounced like oo, or two O's in English, just like in the moon, do, who, or you. Oo, and then no, just like you would say no to a request you wanted to deny, or you would have knowledge of something, or you would know it. So we would say haznos uno. And then our next word is para. So the pa would be just like the pa you would say in palm or papa or pater in Latin. And then the ra for para, you could think of Ramstein Air Force Base, or the name Robert or Rock. So it's got that same R-A-H sound. So we've got para, and our last word, or one of our last words, construir. So the C-O-N, we wouldn't say construir, we'd say cone, just like you would say ice cream cone, or your bone, or you're getting a loan, cone. And then stru, S-T-R-U, you would think S-T-R-O-O or S-T-R-E-W. So the German dish strudel would be helpful here, or items being disorganized in a room are strewn about. So we've got cone stru, and then IR is pronounced ear, like your human ear, Or our ears are designed for hearing. So hear and ear are just like ear that you see in construir. And then la is just like you would expect it to sound. The la in llama, or you could sing la, or you park in a parking lot, la. That's how you would say that. Construir, la. And then the last word is comunidad. So the co would just be like the O in cone. So cone, bone, lone, co. And then mu is the sound a cow makes, or you could think of moon. The moon is bright. Ko-mu. N-I is pronounced ni, or ko-mu-ni, like you would get on your knees or bend your knee. Ko-mu-ni, and then dad. Don't say dad, say dad. Right? So D-O-D or D-A-H-D, like in your body, a cod or god, dad. So that last word is la comunidad, or comunidad is the last word. So again, you'll see this, amor de Dios haznos uno para construir la comunidad. And in English, we would say, amor de Dios haznos uno para construir la comunidad. Amor de Dios haznos uno para construir la comunidad. O love of God, amor de Dios.
Haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given, para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunidad. In the living water, we have become one body in the Lord. Oh, love of God, gather us, amor de Dios haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given, para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunidad. Many gifts of the Spirit, but the same God who works them in us all. Oh, love of God, gather us, amor de Dios haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given, para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunidad. Make us all one family, bring us together to do the works of love. Oh, love of God, gather us, amor de Dios haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given, para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunión.